Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting here very shortly for the finals for Esports Ohio Apex Legend Club Series for the sponsored season 2024. Before we do get started, I just want to take a brief moment, and as a reminder to you all there at home, we are going to be having team numbers as we play this game, but here are your teams so you can cheer on the folks that you've come to see. In slot number 1, we're going to have Akron STEM High School. In team number 2, we're going to have Ashland High School. As team number 3, we're going to have Auburn Career Center. As team number 4, we're going to have Avon High School. Team number 5 is going to be Barberton High School. Team number 6 is going to be Beavercreek High School. Brookside High School is going to be team number 7. Cuyahoga Falls High School will be team number 8. Dublin Coffman High School will be team number 9. East High School in Youngstown is going to be team number 11. East Youngstown High School is going to be team number 10. East Canton High School is going to be team number 11. Middletown High School will be team 12. Team 13 will be National Trail High School. Team 14 will be Sebring McKinley High School. Team 15 will be Shaker Heights High School. Team 16 will be Springfield High School, located in Holland. And then Team 17 will be St. X High School. And Team 18 will be Whitmer High School. I'm going to be back here in just a couple minutes as we get started with game number 1, but take a moment and go ahead and memorize the team number that you're rooting for so you can keep an eye out for them once we get started. Again, before we start match number 1 here, just take a look and check out the teams that we're going to be having in our lobby here. We've got some fantastic schools who are ready to show off what they've been able to do this season in Apex Legends. We're going to be playing 3 matches back to back to back with just short breaks in between for folks to take a break and for us to calculate final scores. Again, here's our team list. Our first match, starting here in just a moment, is going to be on Olympus. Match number 1 is about to get underway. Once again, take a moment to remember the name of the team that you are supporting here, the number that they're going to be known by in game. But let's jump over here. Match number 1 again is going to be located on Olympus as our first playable game here. Right off the bat, let's see what folks are picking. Just kind of taking a glance around. It'll be interesting to see what kind of comps people have decided to go with for the finals. We did have scrimmages last week, but it was a much emptier lobby, so we'll see how people want to strategize. So, looks like some folks have been taking some cues from pro play. I am seeing a lot of controllers here. Some Watson, some Caustics. Bloodhound, Bangalore, obviously two really solid go-tos for the Scan Legend and the Smoke Legend. We've got a couple of Conduits, a couple support Legends there as well, especially with the changes to how crafting and how banners work can be really helpful for the reset. All right, let's take a look as we get ready to drop. We'll take a glance at the map. I'm going to try not to spend too much time inside the map view today so we can see some teams and how they play. When we ran scrims last week, we did not have any contests off of drop for any of the matches, actually. But that was with a lobby that was about half this size, maybe slightly more. So it'll be interesting to see if folks have carefully chosen their drop positions or not.
It fights blood in the water to a sharp light.
Teams are spreading out here. No contest so far, although we do have some close lands here. You might call this a contest on Grow Towers. We have a couple of teams. We're going to jump in there in just a second who are landing here in Turbine, so we are going to see some fighting right off the drop. And a couple of teams heading this way. Looks like it's mostly going to be Turbine, so let's jump in there and see how they get into it right off drop. Looks like this is going to be team number 8, which is going to be Cuyahoga Falls. Take a look at who they're fighting. They've got team number 14 in there with them, which is going to be Sebring McKinley High School. Looks like both teams have a player down at the moment, so it's going to be maybe a 2v2. Looks like team number 14, Sebring McKinley, well, they were going for the res. I was going to say they have the advantage, but now their third is down, and they did not get that res off. And that's going to do it. Our team, Cuyahoga Falls, is eliminated. Team number 8 taken out. That's just how it goes with those contests. Unfortunately, you know, it's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. Let's take a look at the map again while teams are getting looted up here. See who's nearby, who we can pick to watch. We might have some tension as some teams start running into one another. Let's jump over here and we'll spectate just a little bit. Looks like we've got some teams here down on the low ground just next to to the Grow Towers, rather. We've got team number 12.
Light ammo here.
Not too far away from them. Team number 15. Which is going to be, Shaker Heights High School. Team number 12, going to be Middletown High School.
Level 4.
Pretty close to one another. Not too far away over here at the Lifeline Clinic. We've got team number 17, which is going to be St. X High School. While we're down here at spot number 17 near the end, let's take a moment and just kind of run through and see what our teams are up to. So team number 1, which is going to be Akron STEM High School, unfortunately playing as a duo today because their third was not able to make it. They're getting looted up way over here by Phase Driver. Looks like we've got a Rampart for the controller legend, and we've got Newcastle for our support legend. Team number 2, which is going to be Ashland High School, running Caustic, Bangalore, and Bloodhound, something that we've seen quite a lot in pro play in Apex Legends Pro Series or Global Series this year. Team number 3, which is going to be Auburn Career Center,
Let's go over here.
getting looted up as well. Team number 4, which is going to be Avon High School. Again, we've got that Caustic, and here we've got Rampart, and we've got Conduit. Team number 5, Barberton High School, already on blues, working on prioritizing that Evo so they can work on stronger armors and abilities. Team number 6, Beavercreek High School, who we may watch here in just a moment because it looks like they're spotting some nearby enemies. Team number 7, which is going to be Brookside High School, again moving up here. Team number 8 was unfortunately eliminated, Cuyahoga Falls, but team number 9 here, Dublin Coffman High School, we've got. Team number 10, it looks like we missed a fight here happening. Team number 10, which is going to be East High School. Looks like they got into it here. Let's start jumping around rather than rotating through so we can see some of our fights. Here it looks like we've got team number 14, which is going to be Sebring McKinley High School. Once again, running into a fight just fresh off of their one in Turbine. They're facing off here against team number 3, Auburn Career Center. Revenant's going to go down here for team number 3. So is their Octane. It's just up to their Conduit here to see if they're able to hold out. Looks like they're not pushing right this very moment. We jump over to team 14. They're kind of holding their position, maybe looking just to get those finishes. That Conduit ult's kind of holding them out.
Jammer here.
And that Conduit wisely choosing to kind of rotate away. She is a support character, so she is going to be able to craft their banners potentially.
Replicator there.
Let's take a look and see if anybody else is going to be running into one another. Jumping over here. Team number 12, which is going to be Middletown High School, our middies. They're facing off against team number 13 nearby here, National Trail High School. They've got a Kraber, which is pretty early in the game for that. Looks like they've actually already managed to knock one. Unfortunately, their Bloodhound, they weren't able to get that respawn. So team number 17, St. X, going to be playing as a duo for the remainder of this match.
Let's move this way.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to take a look at the map here. I think there may be... Yeah, there's actually more than one team involved in this little pileup here. So we've got the St. X duo. Right nearby them, we have team number 12, which is going to be Middletown High School. And then just to the side of them, actually, we've got team number 13, National Trail High School, involved in this pileup. So it's a kind of a 3v3v2. It looks like our duo, deciding that they are just going to get out of there. Probably the right decision in this fight. The Bangalore on team number 13, National Trail High School, going down. Going to get finished by that Kraber from team number 12. Looks like the rest of that squad's trying to get away here. We can take another peek, but then let's see if there's any other action. Unfortunately, in lobbies this big and this crowded, we're not going to be able to catch every single fight, so we'll do our best. Now, who is driving the car through here? That's team number 11, East Canton High School, just blazing their way through here, right in the middle of that fight, making their own path. We take a look. They're going to be getting away here. Looks like we've got some fighting happening here. Team number 16, going to be Springfield High School. They're getting into it just outside here with team number 3, and it looks like they're getting the better of that fight. So that is our trio that we saw take that early fight in Turbine. The Conduit is still alive. She was able to craft banners, so she is sitting on an Octane and a Revenant in her pocket if she's able to get to a Res Beacon and get them back in the game. Trying to avoid getting run down by Team 16, who it looks like is giving up the fight, so she might be able to get away here at the moment. Meanwhile, we're about to see some pileups over here in the Rift, it looks like. We've got team number 11, East Canton High School, who just drove that car just straight through the middle of the other fights happening. And they try and get away, but unfortunately getting in that car is going to make your hitbox, well, the size of a car. We see that as the Valkyrie and as the Bangalore both go down while they try and climb in. The Revenant's going to take this moment to try and make it into the Rift and just see if he can escape. No support legends on that team, so unfortunately they're not going to be able to craft banners for them. Meanwhile, our Conduit there, the one who was briefly solo, does get the res off, so we're going to see we've got the Octane and the Revenant making it back in for team number 3, Auburn High School. Looks like we're seeing kind of a pileup happening here. Those two reses coming in. They are unfortunately, they were rezzed kind of right in the middle of a bundle of teams here, so they might be right for the pickings. Getting chased down currently by team number 14, Sebring McKinley High School, although very close by. It looks like team number 16, which is going to be Springfield Holland, is in the middle of fighting them. So if these two teams focus each other, then that just rezzed duo may be able to get back with their Conduit. We've got a couple other folks looking at this, I think, here. Nope, just 2 there. Meanwhile, unfortunately, it looks like that group there, that team number 3, Auburn Career Center, that was able to get that res off, I think ran right into team number 5, Barberton High School, and unfortunately is going to be taken out just one after another. Let's take a look at the status of our teams while we get into kind of the final zone here. Team number 1, our duo, still staying kind of safe away from the action over here by the Grow Towers. Not too far away, though. Team number 2, Ashland High School, still in it, also in the Grow Towers, so we may see them run into one another here in a moment. Team number 3, it looks like able to res both teammates again. So even though they were picked off, even though they ran right into those other teams, again, that's the power of a support legend, being able to craft, being able to res quickly. They're going to take some zone damage, but they are going to get in and maybe be able to play as a full trio here for team number 3. Meanwhile, team number 4, Avon High School, kind of nearby those other 2 teams on the Grow Towers. Team number 5, which is going to be Barberton High School, here getting into a fight. If we take a look at the other side of this fight, it's going to be team number 16 with 2 knocks, actually. Their Horizon deciding to live and fight another day, kind of getting away, abandoning, so that they can maybe continue to survive and get some placement points. And team number 5 going to be the victors in that one. Team number 6 up here, looks like they're just about to push another team that's kind of nearby here, running right into team number 12, which is going to be Middletown High School. We're going to take a moment and watch this fight here.
Come on. Not so close.
12 now, 2 knocks. And it's a 3v1 right at this moment. Oh, very close. We saw some fancy movement happening there from the last one alive on that Middletown team number 12, but unfortunately gets taken out right there at the last moment. Team number 6, Beavercreek High School, is the victor in that fight. Team number 11, which is going to be East Canton High School, so we're jumping up a few slots here. Solo Revenant, not able to get banners, but with that climb ability is just going to kind of perch, and we'll see some high-level rat play here as he looks to get some additional position points out of this survival spot. Team number 14, we jump over to Sebring McKinley High School, still in it, as zone's starting to close, looking for their pathway into the final ring. Team number 16, which is going to be that solo Horizon, trying to out-heal zone, manages to get the 2 banners for the Revenant and the Bloodhound, but is going to have to make their way in if they hope to get those reses off and out-heal. Zone number 3, about to be zone number 4, is nothing to shake a stick at all, so needs to get into zone pretty quickly. Team number 17, and there we go. We just were talking about how tough that zone is, so they ran into some teams as they were going in, and unfortunately St. X going to be eliminated as their last one. Their Caustic goes down to zone. All right, let's take a look at the map. Let's see where people are positioned as we go into our final ring here. Well, last couple rings, rather. We've got our Solo Horizon making their way in here. Let's take a look at some of the teams who are fighting. Team number 2, Ashland High School, holding this building. Getting into some fights with team number 6. It's going to be really closely nearby. If we take a look around, we can kind of see the relative positions of these teams. Quite a few who are over there holding the front side of the clinic. We've got this team here who's gradually pushing their way up. Team number 6 then, Beavercreek High School, going to be picking some fights. Team number 1, that's that duo for Akron STEM High School. They get the better of the 2v1 here as that conduit manages to kind of push almost solo against the duo. We see the Newcastle ult, and he's using his ability here to try and get a res off on the rampart, maybe be able to set up again, but they're both going to have pretty low health here in a little bit of a tough position. And we see team number 6 is going to continue to push up, looking to kind of take that position and look down on them. Unfortunately, at the last possible second there, it looks like not able to get on that tower, and so our Newcastle is going to go down. If we take a look at who else is nearby, we've got a couple other teams getting into it. Let's jump over while we have our last ones eliminated here. Team number 1, again, getting that res off, so the rampart manages to push back, and she's resing that Newcastle while the teams are looking elsewhere. Meanwhile, if we jump over here to this pileup that's happening, team number 3, Auburn Career Center, they've got 2 knocked, only their revenant left up. He's trying to go unnoticed here as he's ulted. They're getting into it with, again, team number 6, who's still fighting here in this big pileup. Team number 3 is going to go out, so Auburn Career Center. Team number 6 now in a fight with team number 5, which is going to be Barberton High School. Let's take a little peek at the map here. Some pretty solid positions that are being held by the edges of this zone. So Barberton, depending on where the next zone pulls, and they do have the next zone, so they're going to have a really solid setup spot here as we start to get into the final rings. Watson able to control a lot of this ground. If we take a look at the map, let's see where some of the other teams are setting up. Over here, we've got team number 2, Ashland High School. Also with a controller legend, they've got that caustic, so possibly able to make some space for themselves here as we start getting into zone, although they are not quite as close to the final ring. We've got a fight happening down here. Team number 14, which is going to be Sebring McKinley High School. 1 knock, make that 2 knocks, and now their Octane is going to be looking to heal. And they're getting into a fight with a few different teams involved here. So team number 11, that's Solo Revenant. And then they're facing off, pushing in here at team number 6. And there it goes. That's going to be Beavercreek High School managing to get the final finish on that Solo Octane. Left alive there. Let's cycle through our teams. Let's see who's left in it because we're down to our final 4 squads. So we've got team number 2 as a full trio, which is going to be Ashland High School. Team number 5, which is going to be Barberton High School. Looking pretty solid with this Watson positioning. And they do have zone here as they hold this area. Red and double purple, so pretty solid armor Evo advantage.
That's interesting over
Team number 6, also with 2 purples and a red, is going to be Beavercreek High School. Looking to push in and see if they can make a move here on that final end zone. Team number 2, Ashland High School. So again, now we're down to our final 3. It's going to be Ashland High School as team number 2. It's going to be Barberton High School as team number 5. And it's going to be Beavercreek High School as team number 6. Each of these teams kind of holding a position around the edges of zone. Right now, Barberton looking like they're holding a pretty decent spot, but they may get pinched a little bit here. Both teams are closing in. Over here on this side, we actually have our final remaining teams kind of closing in from both directions. So it's going to depend on who ends up fighting who manages to hold out the longest. We've got a knock here for team number 6, putting down the respawn beacon to try and hopefully get a little bit of extra cover, although now they may actually need it to res. Meanwhile, team number 2 getting focused a little bit by that strong position from Barberton High School, so they're going to be 1 knock on Ashland High School. before she went down, that Bangalore did manage to get a smoke out, but unfortunately she's actually going to get knocked out. Team number 5 now ending up on full reds. They managed to get a knock here. And that's going to be it. They managed to take out team number 2. So in our final ring here, it's going to be solo team number 6. Manages to get the respawn off, so we're going to have 2 teammates dropping in here for the absolute final fight. Team number 5, Barberton, they managed to pick off those 2 as they drop in. Team number 5, Barberton's going to take match number 1. A lot of action, a lot of things happening with lobbies this crowded. I'm going to go ahead and mute while we calculate scores between rounds. Congrats to Barberton as they take our first game. We'll calculate our scores, we'll take a short break, and then we will be right back. Jumping back in here with just a quick update. Bear with me here. We're a little low tech as we get our scores in here. After round 1, here's our results and our current standings. In first place with 32 overall points, we have Barberton High School, team number 5. In second place with 20 overall points, Beavercreek High School, team number 6. With 11 points in third place overall, we have East Canton High School, team number 11. Sebring McKinley is going to be in 4th at the moment. Ashland High School in 5th with 8 points. I'll be posting this leaderboard to the Esports Ohio Discord for you to keep track of scores as we continue with our matches. Again, just a quick update as we're going through here. Congratulations after match number 1. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes with match number 2. As we get ready to launch back into our matches, once again, a reminder, if you're here to root for one of your home schools, if you're here to take a look at what kind of folks are in the game here, here's our breakdown of our team list. Matches are going to be starting here in just a moment. And here we are back once again with match number 2, this time going to be on Storm Point. As our teams are getting ready to pick their legends here, we'll see how things are going to shake out. In the last game with that wide open end zone, controller legends were pretty important, but kind of just depends on where it pulls. There's definitely a few places like that on Storm Point as well where you want to be able to hold the zone. Again, we see quite a few, not as many Caustics, but quite a few Watsons here coming out. Lots of Bangalores and lots of Bloodhounds.
This might be a good place to land.
You mind if I don't feel bad for you? Great, thanks, mate.
Once again, let's take a look at our map and see where our teams are going. A lot of teams immediately dropping. We're going to be seeing some action that we need to take a look at right off the drop here. We've got 2 teams contesting for Zeus Station. Looks like that's going to be team number 14, Sebring McKinley, and team number 11, East Canton High School. not too far away, we've got two teams contesting here for Lightning Rod as well, which is going to be team number 12, Middletown High School, and right next to them, team number 13, National Trail High School. So again, immediately right off the bat, a couple of teams here who are jumping in. Looks like the Bloodhound's going to be going down here on team number 13. Yep, and it looks like he's being pushed here by team number 12. Is team number 12 going to let them go? Are we going to see him chase him down? This early in the game, taking a 3v1 for some extra points is not necessarily the craziest strategy in the world, but there's definitely going to be other teams in the lobby who are going to be keeping an eye out as well. We see some other things happening in the kill feed, so let's take a look and see. It looks like over here, winning the contest off of Zeus Station is going to be team number 11, who managed to take out their opponents here.
Let's put it to the test.
Let's take a look and see who else is fighting as we get into it here. We've got two teams down here on Pylon that we can take a look at. Team number 15, which is going to be Shaker Heights High School. And team number 1 is going to be Ashland High School. Again, that duo, so it's going to be a 3v2 here. Some excellent shots going down there with the Peacekeeper, but unfortunately, as a duo versus the 3v1, team number 1 not going to be able to hold that out. So they are going to go down to team number 15, Shaker Heights. Let's take a look all the way over here. It looks like team number 4 was getting into it just now. It looks like with team number 16, we can see trying to go unnoticed. Meanwhile, their Revenant looks like manages to get away and is going to be crafting both of them and then rezzing way over here in Coastal Camp. So probably getting a reset out of that, maybe losing out on some of that loot, but better than being out of the game. The Revenant wisely deciding to leap away here. Looks like things have settled a little bit. I hate to jump around so much here so early on in the game, but when we have teams immediately contesting right off a drop, it's just action happening that we just got to keep an eye on. Now that we're kind of back to it here, let's take another run through and let's see what all teams we've got in the game. So Ashland High School here, kind of near wall, getting looted up, getting ready to roll. Team number 3, Auburn Career Center, over here down in the middle of Cascades. Team number 4, Avon High School. They're going to be over here. Now this POI slightly nerfed here. Echo Station. They're the ones who were able to take out in the fight here, able to win out against this other team that got the reset. We've got team number 5, Barberton High School, winner of the last game. They're over here getting looted up. Team number 6, which is going to be Beavercreek High School. Near Downed Beast, looking for maybe a little bit of action, trying to figure out where they're going as they rotate into the next zone. Team number 7, it looks like, is going to be down 1. They need to craft the banner for their Catalyst, who you don't see quite as much play from anymore, but does give the option of that controller here. Team number 7, Brookside High School, now getting that banner, looking to get that res, so maybe playing as a full trio after this. Team number 8, pushing in here, we've got Cuyahoga Falls High School, so they're going to be rotating behind those two teams, kind of fighting one another for Lightning Rod. Team number 9, which is Dublin Coffman High School, looted up over here near Mill, not too far away from Barometer. We've got team number 10, which is going to be East Youngstown High School, getting looted up as well, still a full trio. Team number 11, East Canton High School, getting into it here. Who are they fighting? Looks like they're face-to-face with team number 2, which is going to be Ashland High School. So Ashland landing at the wall, looking to kind of move up here, maybe rotate against the direction of zone. But then they are getting gate kept here by team number 11, who is kind of taking a look over them with some long-range sniper rifles. Team number 12, Middletown High School, who is sort of a little bit south here of Stormcatcher. Team number 13 looks like had some trouble early on here. So both their Bloodhound and their Bangalore have been taken out, and it is just this Valkyrie looking to hide, play small here, and maybe get some additional placement points out of it. And that team number 13 is going to be National Trail High School. Team number 15, which is going to be Shaker Heights High School, over here holding this pretty popular zone. It looks like where it's pulling, they're going to be on the edge here, but holding the pylon, getting into a fight here, looking at one another. We've got team number 16 right next to them. So team number 15, team number 16 peeking at each other from opposite sides of the pylon. We'll jump back into that fight here in just a second, but meanwhile, we've also got team number 17, St. X High School, who's going to be way over here, just south of Wall, near North Pad. Let's take a peek at that fight, see how it shakes out. Team 16 is getting just ran at, just hard looked at by team number 15, who's going to give up that height on pylon in order to push in and take this fight. They're doing some decent entry damage here. With the Watson gen down, though, it's going to be a little bit harder to push.
Spotted an enemy. There.
Oh, we can see actually here, because we can kind of see through. They're looking to rotate out, looking to go through that sort of Jurassic area, but then immediately, right on the other side of that fence, they're going to run into team number 5, Barberton High School, who managed to push up there. So could be a bit of a tough position for team number 16. Barberton looking to maybe rotate away, not wanting to hold that spot since it's not even going to be in zone. So they're maybe going to let off some of the pressure on team 16, who could have been looking at a pinch here. Out of the frying pan into the fire here, team number 16, who rotates away from that fight with team number 15 over there on pylon, is now going to be looking at Barberton High School, team number 5. Since this is going to be kind of a long-range sniper duel, I see some other action happening on the map. Let's take a look. Over here, we've got, it looks like 3 different teams. So team 15, who rotated away from Python, now pushing up here to the launch pad. They're going to be fighting it out with team number 7, who has 1 down. That's going to be Brookside High School. The Rampart going down, getting fully finished for Brookside. But it looks like the remainder of those teammates going to be rotating out, taking the cannon. Meanwhile, still involved over there, kind of moving to the north, team number 4, Avon High School. So it was a bit of a pile-up here as we had 3 teams running into one another, but then team number 4 here choosing to kind of move away a little bit. Team number 15 mostly preoccupied with the squad that got away, the ones that took that cannon. If we jump around, we've got some action happening up here at the wall. Let's take a look at this fight. It's going to be team number 17, which is St. X High School. Looks like they've got 1 knocked. And then their Caustic getting full finished. And that's going to be versus team number 6, Beavercreek High School. Looks like the remainder of team number 17 choosing to Valkyrie away, deciding we might as well get away, we might as well head out of here. If they aren't able to rotate back, they're not going to be able to get that banner. They do not have a support legend, so no crafting is going to be able to be done. Since they're choosing to flee, choosing to lick their wounds and run away, let's see who's getting into it here.
Let's go there.
Team number 16, really close to team number 9, it looks like. We'll see if they really fully get into it here. Again, we've got sort of some long-distance fights happening. Looks like the real tricky situation here is that team number 9 actually has them split holding. So team number 16, 2 of their players are going to be rotating into zone, but then their third here, trying to play small, trying to go unnoticed, is going to be stuck as the team holds them out.
An opponent. They're far away. Oops, not bad.
Choosing to get out of the zone, choosing not to take that zone damage, and it looks like the Watson's going to get that reset. Going to be able to rotate in to be with the rest of their team.
Let's check out that area.
Meanwhile, if we take a look at the action, we are going to see some messy stuff happening right here.
An enemy
So involved in this big pileup, we have team number 12, Middletown High School, kind of on the fringes a little bit. Nearby, we've got team number 8, one down but being rezzed here. That's going to be Cuyahoga Falls High School.
Weapons ready. Enemy.
If we take a look at who's holding the top here, it's going to be team number 3, Auburn Career Center. So as this last zone is closing, we're seeing teams kind of bottlenecking up a little bit here as they try to find a path in.
It'd be a good idea to go there.
Team number 12, meanwhile, going to be running right into team number 3 as they both head into command center. Let's see this fight play out because they're almost certainly going to notice one another and they're almost certainly going to get into it here. The Bloodhound going down, but trading for the Revenant on the other team. Looks like it's going to be a 1v1 for this match here. It's going to be Conduit versus Conduit. The Conduit for team number 3, Auburn Career Center, getting some good shots in, although being naded out. Having to really rotate around this enemy Conduit ult that's making it really unplayable in the middle here. The other Conduit playing it really smart, going for the finish, making it so that they can't res, and now going for playing the res. Our Conduit on team number 3 choosing to res her remaining player who hasn't been full finished. Now that team number 12, which is going to be Middletown High School, is back to a full 3, they decide to press their luck. They're going to push on in. Auburn Career Center still getting fully healed up from that fight, and they're of course going to be a duo now. If we take a look at the map, we can see that duo who's escaping, kind of running through here. Let's see where we're going to see some other fights happening.
Care package over there.
Let's go, Zachary.
And unfortunately, we tune in just in time to see one of our teams go down. Unfortunately, that's going to do it as they just take too much damage from that ring.
How about we reposition over there?
Meanwhile, if we jump up here to the top, team number 6 already with a knock here. That's going to be Beavercreek High School, and they're going face-to-face, toe-to-toe with team number 11, East Canton High School. It's going to be a 2v1 as that Valk, and unfortunately that Valkyrie is going to take too much zone damage, so with 2 knocks and then 1 taking damage to zone, they're going to manage to get that elimination. Team number 6, a duo currently. With this level of zone, it's going to be tricky to get that banner. We're going to see, and well, it looks like our little... Nope, she decides against it. The Vantage, wondering if she can, wondering if she could, wondering if she might, but decides that it's not the best idea with that level of zone damage. Probably the right decision. Now that our zone is getting a little bit small here, let's go ahead and cycle through. Let's see who we've still got in it here. So, starting from the top, we've got team number 2, Ashland High School. Team number 4, Avon High School, still in it, holding a pretty good position here. Team number 5, which is going to be Barberton High School. It looks like team number 5 and team number 4 actually both holding different parts of this little Stormcatcher area. Team number 6 is going to be Beavercreek High School, who we just saw lost 1 here in this rotate into zone. And they're going to be immediately running into a team here, which is going to be team number 12, Middletown High School. It's going to be a 3v1, although we have team number 6 doing some good entry damage, trying to get inside that building. We'll come back to this fight here in just a moment, but first let's rotate through here. Again, team number 12, the next one up. So we jump from 6 to 12 with this small of a lobby, 6 teams left. And then team number 17, St. X, playing inside this cave as a duo, not able to get the banner for their caustic. So let's jump back to this fight here. Team number 12 managing to get a knock, so it's just going to be that Vantage trying to hold out here. And with a 1v3, unfortunately not able to hold out. So they are going to get taken out, which is going to leave team number 12 up top.
Right here seems like a good place to be.
If we take a look at our teams, let's look at some of the positioning here as we go in. Let's keep an eye on 4 and 5 here. They're currently split holding this little area here at the top.
Let's relocate here.
Looks like we've got one on top and one inside as the zone starts to close. 5 teams remaining. Again, if we look at the positioning, we can see split holding here are 4 and 5. Just shortly over here in the buildings on Lightning Rod, we're going to have team number 2, which is Ashland High School. Let's see where this zone pulls for the next ring. And Ashland going to have a bit of advantage here. They are much closer to this end zone. Meanwhile, again, split holding one up top, one down below in this little area here. Team number 12 holding this ultimate high ground here. And then just below them, team number 17, St. X High School in the cave here, playing as a duo, trying to play small a little bit. Let's take a look here. Holding up top, I think we'll probably have a good view here. Team number 5, Barberton, they're choosing to kind of fence up. They are going to have to move on the next zone close. They cannot hold this top forever.
Got ourselves a bandit out there. Got a bogey on my marker.
As we watch to see what happens here, let's take a look. Let's get a look from the bird's eye here with team number 12 all the way up top. They've got a view of pretty much the entire zone. And you can pretty much see how this is going to play out. So right underneath them, which they're actually jumping down here right now, we're going to have that duo pretty nearby here unless they've rotated away. Over here in the building, we've got 2 teams over there on the little building here at the top of Stormcatcher. And then we've got 1 team holding this Lightning Rod building. That duo of St. X High School, they've got 1 knocked. Bloodhound going to ult. It's going to be a 3v1 here, so crazier things have happened, but the odds are not necessarily in favor. Bloodhound just looking for a spot to go unnoticed, and he is not going to find it as he pushes here into the middle of this multiple-way fight here, as team number 2 and team number 5 get into it here for control of this final building that's going to be in zone. We're down to 3 squads. Team number 5, which is going to be Barberton High School, once again with a full squad going into the final zone. Team number 12, also a full squad, which is going to be our Middletown High School. And then now taking out our last smaller squad here who is holding the building, which I believe is team number 2, Ashland High School. So for our final match here, it's going to be Middletown on team number 12, and it's going to be Barberton on team number 5. Barberton immediately getting to work with fencing up that zone, putting Watson to work, trying to control that end area. Team number 12, which is going to be Middletown. Very slight armor advantage. We've got triple purples versus a red and 2 purples here for Evo armor. As our ring starts to close here for our final zone. We'll see how this ends up playing out. Both teams playing ring around the rosy a little bit with this little bit of cover in zone. We see a conduit ult going down, but it's just going to be kind of behind where Barberton's already playing. Middletown manages to get 1 knock on Barberton. At the moment, they're still a full team, so it's going to be a 3v2 potentially here, unless they're able to get some kind of res off.
Outside right here.
Good coverage here from Middletown, forcing Barberton to play on that truck. Now it's going to be a 3v1 as we have our final And that's going to be it. Our final player for Barberton is taken out by Middletown, who are going to win game number 2 here for the finals of Apex Legends through Esports Ohio. We're going to again take about a 5-minute break while we calculate scores. We'll give an update about halfway through that, and then we'll be back with our third match, the final one of the day on World's Edge. Let's jump back in here with an update to the scoreboard. So this was round 1. Now let's take a look and we'll see how things have changed as we update this for round 2. So after our second set of matches, you can see here's our current standing, still holding on to first place with their second place finish in the previous match is Barberton High School. So after finishing first in round 1 and second in round 2, we see them here still holding out. But creeping up just behind them, we have Middletown, Middy's Apex Legends with 34 points. In third, Beavercreek High School with 27 points. We've got Ashland High School in fourth and East Canton High School in 5th. And you can take a look here at the remaining placements for our lobby. I'll leave this up here for just a couple more moments, and then we will be back ready to play again here on match number 3 on World's Edge for the final match of the final round of Apex Legends through Esports Ohio. Our final match is getting ready to start. One more reminder, if you're looking for some specific teams who we've got in here: Akron STEM in Team 1, Ashland in Team 2, Auburn in Team 3, Avon Team 4, Barberton Team 5, Beavercreek High School Team 6, Brookside 7, Cuyahoga Falls 8, Dublin Coffman 9, East High School in Youngstown 10, East Canton 11, Middletown High School 12, National Trail High School 13, Sebring McKinley High School 14, Shaker Heights 15, Springfield 16, St. X 17. We're getting ready to rock here for our final match, which is going to be taking place on World's Edge. Here we go. Immediately, the thing that stands out to me is I'm seeing a lot more aggressive picks on World's Edge. People not quite as worried about having those controller legends for end zone, and instead maybe going for a little bit of a tougher play, looking to chase some people down.
Magdiwang tayo. Strategy-wise, this is a good spot. Oops, not that.
Let's take a look at the map as teams start to drop. We'll see right now if any teams have learned their lesson about contests. We've got quite a few teams here who seem to be heading to similar areas. Are we going to see any swerve, or are we going to see some immediate combat coming out here?
Don't know what I'm saying.
We've already got, it looks like, a couple of teams split holding Fragment and Monument here. A couple of teams on staging, and it looks like a couple of teams going to Thermal. So let's take a look and see a few of these fights that are happening. Over here, team number 13 on Monument, getting into it with team number 3 right off the bat. Team number 3 going to be Auburn Career Center. And then team number 13 going to be National Trail High School. Auburn has the advantage right now with 1 knock. And they're playing pretty aggressive, it looks like, trying to chase down those remaining 2 members for Team 13, National Trail. If we take a look, we can see they are just straight running, trying to chase down those folks. Team number 13 managing to get a knock here on the Revenant. And managing to get a knock on the Bloodhound as well. So team number 3, it's going to be 1 conduit versus 1 conduit. So again, we have a conduit versus conduit 1v1. We're going to see how that plays out. And in the meantime, it looks like we have a whole nother team coming to clean that up. That's the other disadvantage of having these contests off of drop is you make yourself easy pickings for anybody else in the area. So team number 17 is going to be coming in to not get the KP, but at least get some finishes on these remaining players, looking to keep them out of the game. Let's take a look at some of these other folks getting into it. Way over here on Thermal Station, we have team number 2. They are getting into it, Ashland High School, with team number 1, Akron STEM High School, that duo. Akron looking to rotate away. I saw some other ones happening here, so if Akron's trying to escape, let's maybe take a look and see here. Way down here, way up here in Skyhook, we've got team number 8, which is going to be Cuyahoga Falls High School, and they're getting into it with team number 14, Sebring McKinley High School. Sebring McKinley with 1 knock. The Valkyrie pushing in, but not able to do much damage. Meanwhile, the Octane taking quite a bit of damage as well. The Valk's going to get knocked. It's just going to be up to the Octane. And he's going down as well. Unfortunately, one of the things about Valkyrie, gets good rotation, but in fights it's tempting to just kind of fly around quite a bit, and ultimately you got to do damage and choose your moments. Meanwhile, team number 3, Auburn Career Center, managing to escape from that monument contest, manages to craft banners, and once again we see the solo conduit trying to res her teammates, although they're getting pushed now by team number 12, Middletown High School. Winners of the last match, team number 12, maybe looking to pick up some KP if they're in this camp. Going after a team that's just rezzed, not quite as powerful as it used to be, unfortunately, because now you come back with armor and weapons.
Done. Cover there.
Looks like team number 3, Auburn Career Center, is going to choose to rotate away if they can. Just trying to escape rather than take that fight, especially with team number 12 holding the high ground.
Let's go there. Extended supply bin near me. Move there.
Let's see who's going to be running into who here now as we continue. Our zone is starting to slowly close. Looks like people who are definitely going to run into it. Well, not if they Valcoed away. Team number 5, Barberton.
Artstar here.
Team number 9 was kind of holding them out a little bit, but with that Valk, they're able to rotate away. So team number 9, Dublin Coffman, just holding this spot here on Epicenter. Meanwhile, Barberton flying away, way over, past Fragment, looking to put themselves in a good position to rotate into the next zone. Let's take a look at our teams here. So if we start from the top, team number 1 unfortunately eliminated. That was our duo. Team number 2, which is going to be Ashland High School, Solo Valk manages to get away with both banners for their Caustic and their Bloodhound, although it sounds like they're running straight into some other teams in the area. Middletown, team number 12, right nearby. They're looking to res their third.
Upgrade.
Team number 3, which is going to be Auburn Career Center. Sorry in advance if the music here on Mirage Voyage here is a little bit blasting for you. He likes to crank it pretty loud there. Team number 4, meanwhile, over here at Thermal, they're going to go ahead and be looting up and trying to rotate in. That's going to be Avon High School. Team number 5, Barberton, kind of on the other edge of the zone here, making their way in, coming up towards Lava Siphon. Team number 6 here in the zone, Beavercreek High School, looking for a pathway in, maybe possibly looking to avoid getting held out by some of these other teams. Team number 7, which is going to be Brookside High School, still in it, making their way in here. We saw quite a few teams over here in this area.
Spotted a subject.
They're going to be running into, I think, team number 4, who did manage to get their res going. Let's take a look at this fight. Team number 4, 2 knocks. They've only got their Bangalore still up. She's looking to heal, possibly. Meanwhile, team number 7, low on health, but still has 2 full ones up. And then could this be the third party coming in here? If we take a look. Yep, in the middle of this big battle here, we have another team pushing their way in. Team number 7 looking to get some HP out of this against 2 weakened teams. Team number 10 rather going pushing in. Team number 7 still with 1 knock. Up top, meanwhile, looking over this area here, we've got team number 3, which is going to be Auburn Career Center. They're going to have to keep an eye out for the teams coming in through that fight that just happened. We've got team number 3, Auburn Career Center, holding this top zone. Meanwhile, we've got team number 4, Avon High School, who's also pushing their way in. They're kind of on the low ground to the high ground there. Take a look and see who else is running into one another, take a peek at some of these other fights. We do have quite a bit of a pile up here, but we also have the same thing happening with some teams rotating into zone. Team number 6, Beavercreek High School. They're getting into it here with team number 11, which is going to be East Canton High School. 2 knocks on this team. Only the Rev left alive. And it looks like he's going to choose to rotate away, try and get away from that team, rather than take the 3v1, although he may be running right into team number 13, National Trail High School, who's holding this center harvester area.
Hostile over there.
Team number 6 now, Beavercreek, making a beeline. If this Revenant is able to kind of bait these 2 teams into fighting one another, he may be able to get away in the chaos.
Through here.
Care package over
And
there.
indeed, that solo Revenant for team number 11, using this opportunity to kind of get away. Meanwhile, team number 6, pushing up to Harvester. We've got some fighting happening elsewhere, so let's take a look at that while these 2 teams stabilize.
Just in case.
Still a lot of action happening over here on staging. We've got team number 10 holding this rock here. Over there at the little triangle-shaped building, we've got team number 12, Middletown High School, who's going to be rotating away. Team number 3, Auburn Career Center, crafting banner once again, looking to get their Bloodhound back into it. Coming into zone, we've got team number 9, Dublin Coffman High School, getting held out just a little bit by that duo. They got to make their way in here as they're taking zone damage. Meanwhile, Team 7 in staging manages to use one of the remaining few res beacons here in order to get the last 2 members for Brookside High School back into it. But again, it's a very crowded setup here on staging. Lots of teams nearby one another. So we kind of take a look here. We've got some teams near the edge. Some teams managing to rotate around here through zone and take this back area, this open area near thermal. Quite a few teams running into one another on staging. If we jump down over here, we've got quite a few teams running over into one another on these tracks. sort of the offside of staging here. We can see here team number 13, National Trail High School. They're getting into it with team number 6, which is going to be Beavercreek High School. One going down on Beavercreek. That conduit getting chased down just as their third is getting rezzed. Some good shots by the Bloodhound, but it looks like it's going to be a 3v1 here. Bloodhound ulting, using that boost of speed from the Bloodhound ult more to get away than anything. He's hoping to live and fight another day. Meanwhile, running nearby here, if we talk about who's in zone and who's not, we've got a solo sitting right here under this little area here, finding a nice quiet area. This Revenants to sit as their solo. Let's take a look at the choke here. So we have a couple of teams fighting as they try and push into this final thermal zone, which it looks like is where it's pulling. Team number 9 here getting into it, managing to take out a team. Team 13, National Trail High School, looking to claim one of these buildings, waiting to see where zone's going to pull. The other building just nearby being held by team number 15, Shaker Heights High School. If we look at zone, again, still kind of a pile-up happening here. We've got one team that's holding the top of this thermal station, and they are going to have zone, so they're going to be able to sit up here for quite a while unless they get pushed. Meanwhile, in terms of teams that are nearby, it looks like those two holding the buildings are not able to peacefully coexist. So we're going to have team number 15, Shaker Heights High School, getting into it with their next door neighbors, team number 13, National Trail High School. Although that team that's holding the top of the thermal station, they are getting involved here a little bit as well. They've got a good view of most of the zone here. Still 10 squads left alive here as we're going into zone 4 closing. Let's take a look at the sort of layout, and then we'll rotate through our teams. Up here on the choke, again, teams running into one another. We've got team number 9, Dublin Coffman High School, still holding this choke area. Right nearby them, looking to find a path into the sort of end zone here, we've got team number 7, Brookside High School. We can watch for a minute as they look to fight. Dublin Coffman decides to give it up. They're looking to maybe get a little bit closer to the actual end zone, letting Brookside make their way in.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
Meanwhile, down here in this little donut-shaped building, we've got team number 5, Barberton High School. Again, with that Watson on end zone, looking to get set up, looking to hold these buildings, making it really difficult to push between the fences and the gen that's managed to stop any kind of grenades. Although a really sneaky snipe there, making its way through. One knock on their Valkyrie. The other team probably not taking the chance, not going to capitalize on this to push in, because they're also kind of holding their building here. Although notably, team number 8 here holding this next door building. Cuyahoga Falls not in zone, so they are going to have to move here soon. And it looks like they're going to choose this moment to push in. They had that knock. Probably just a little bit too late to actually capitalize on the knock of that Valkyrie. But looking to rotate at least in and maybe claim some of this end zone as the zone starts to close. Still 10 teams up. They managed to get the Watson gen down, so they're going to be grenade-proof for at least a little while longer. Looking to maybe coexist in this little bottom area with Barberton High School holding that top. Let's take a look at if any other teams are managing to fight, or if they're all going to be kind of coexisting for a little while longer. And that zone, wow, the top team here, team number 2, Ashland High School, sitting pretty actually. It's rare that you see one of these zones that's pulling on thermal station that manages to keep the top of this tower in the zone. So they're going to be able to sit there. They've got long range sort of across the board. They've got Kraber, they've got triple take, they've got 30-30. They're going to be able to just kind of sit up here and make life very difficult for some of these remaining teams. And let's take that as a cue to kind of cycle through here of who's left. So team number 2, Ashland High School, holding the top of that thermal tower here. We've got team number 5, Barberton. They're making a push here against the team that they were holding with. That's going to be team number 8 with 2 knocks, and team number 8 going to be eliminated. So we're down to now 8 squads as 2 teams actually go down. As we rotate through here, team number 5, Barberton, going to solo hold this donut building, although they're going to have to move here in just about 20 seconds or so. Team number 7, which is going to be Brookside High School, still holding this little 2-building area, looking to push in. They're going to be getting into it with team number 15, Shaker Heights High School. Now this fight that they're kind of getting involved in, neither team is going to be able to stay here. So they're kind of fighting for something that's not even going to be a zone. So you got to kind of question what the strategy is going to be for actually making it in. But team number 7 going to be putting pressure on them. Brookside High School going to be putting pressure on Shaker Heights as they look to move out. If we keep rotating through here, we've got team number 9 holding this low ground. That's going to be Dublin Coffman High School, looking to occupy behind this little building here, this little gondola building. We've got team number 13, which is going to be National Trail High School. And it looks like they're actually going to get eliminated, taken out by Barberton. Team number 15, which is going to be Shaker Heights, they're rotating into the zone here as well, although they've got one fully eliminated and one knocked. A nearby team here, it's going to be team number 9 who's looking to get the final finish in that last one. We're down to 6 squads. Let's take a look at how the end zone looks here. So again, still sitting on the top of this station, we have Ashland High School. On their low grounds, just underneath them, we've got team 17 looking at it as a full squad here. Down to 5 squads now as they manage to get that last elimination. So Ashland High School forced to give up that high ground, now unfortunately getting taken out. So our final 5 teams is going to be team number 5, Barberton, team number 7, which is going to be Brookside High School, playing as a duo, although they do have the res beacon, although not in the zone here. We've got team number 9, who's going to be just underneath them, which is going to be Dublin Coffman High School. Team number 15 are solo, sitting here, trying to play quiet, trying to go unnoticed. That's going to be Shaker Heights High School. And then finally, team number 17, St. X High School, still holding strong. Let's take a watch from St. X's perspective as we start getting into these final few fights.
Thanks.
St. X commanding a pretty large portion of this zone. The other teams are much more crowded. Let's take a look at how some of the other teams are faring here, because they are getting into it a little bit. Team number 5 takes some damage, but holding a pretty strong position. Team number 7 has 1 fully dead and 1 knocked. They're going to get the res off with Raj, kind of invisible there, and barely surviving that caustic, managing to tank the Bangalore ult there and managing to stay up. So they're going to get healed up and play as a duo. Team number 9 on that low zone, getting pushed here. Team number 17, again, with a little bit more breathing room than some of the other squads here. Team number 5, Barberton, now up to double reds and purple. Not quite as much breathing room, but they are able to hold this to the corner. They're going to be running directly into team number 9. And as the zone starts to close, we've got these 3 crowded teams kind of briefing one another. Team number 9 down to their last, and they're eliminated. Now it's 2 squads. That's what happens when you have all these teams right on top of one another. So our final 2 is going to be Team 17, who manages to take out Team number 5, Barberton, to take the win. So that's St. X coming out victorious in our final match. We are going to stay live for just a couple more minutes while we calculate final scores. So we're going to be able to tell you live on stream here who's going to come out as the ultimate winner. So St. X, congratulations on winning on World's Edge, and we will be right back here in a moment with our final results for Apex. All right, folks. We are getting ready to close things out here. Once again, a big congratulations to all of our teams. I can share with you here the final scores. So this is still our scores from our very first set of matches. So we had match 1, we had match 2. One moment, and I will swap this out for our updated information. After our third and final match, we have our leaderboard here. I can share with you that in third place, we have St. X High School. In second place, we have Middletown High School. And in first place, remaining there after a commanding performance in Game 1 and solid placements in Game 2 and 3, we have Barberton High School, who are going to be the state club Apex Legends champs for Esports Ohio 2024. Huge congratulations. So once again, running through our breakdown here, in first place, we have Barberton. Middletown is going to take second place, St. X in third, and then we have Beavercreek in fourth and Ashland in fifth. I'll leave our scores up here for just a moment. If you are a player or a coach in the Esports Ohio Discord, I'll go ahead and share these scores there as well so you guys can keep track and keep on top. Congratulations to all of our teams. Amazing season. Excellent job. Some fantastic matches. And I hope to see you all next year for Apex Legends through ESO.